What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, back with some more boxing. Now I'm back with the latest results of my poll, Ego Poll 2.0. The question was really simple. Do you think Manny Pacquiao is avoiding a Timothy Bradley rematch, at least at the moment? And the results are in. 52% of you said no, Manny Pacquiao is not avoiding Timothy Bradley and the rematch. He's game, he's ready, he wants to take it. 48% of you said the opposite, said yes, he's ducking, he's avoiding, and that's the rematch that he doesn't want. So, really close. This is probably the tightest poll that I've done, where the split and the comments were really down the middle. I'd have two comments saying no and then two saying yes, etc. So, really split, but majority of the people, 52%, said no, he is not ducking, he is not avoiding Timothy Bradley. I want to give my thoughts on the matter, and I just want to start off by saying this real quick. Anytime you put yourself out there for your voice to be heard and you speak up, you make videos like this. There's plenty of channels that do it. Not everyone's going to agree with what you have to say, and I'm okay with that. That makes sense. You respect me, I respect you. We have no problem. We can agree. We can agree to disagree. We can never see eye to eye as long as you come at me respectfully. However, you also got some people in the YTBC who they want to run your channel. Suggestions are one thing, and I'm all for that. If there's something that you would like to see more of or whatever, that's all good. But some people are like, oh, you need to do this. You're not making it. Like, come on. First of all, if your opinion is that strong and you want to control the content, what better way than on your own channel? You could talk about whatever the fuck you want. You could do your own survey and do whatever pictures you want on your channel. So I just had to put it back in perspective. I tried to incorporate new ideas. I could take the constructive criticism. But again, if you hate what I'm doing, I'm weak, I suck, whatever the situation is, instead of complaining to me about it, how much I suck when I'm actually thriving and really trying to at least involve the boxing community, get people interactive and hyped for these fights, along with these other channels in the boxing community, do something about it. Let your voice be heard. Don't just complain. Back to Pacquiao and the Timothy Bradley. I don't think Pacquiao is necessarily afraid, like ducking, like, ooh, shiver me timbers, and he's ducking Bradley in that regard. However, I think he realizes that he's running out of options with Top Rank. And two, if your only two options are Ruslan Provodnikov and Timothy Bradley, they are both dangerous fights in their own regard. However, the Timothy Bradley has more at stake, in my opinion. Ruslan, either he's going to knock you out or hurt you bad and you're going to recover, or he's going to knock you out. I mean, that's his only way to win, like, is if he hurts Pacquiao bad. If not, Pacquiao's going to do what he did to Brandon Rios or recover from whatever assault and go on to win the fight. So for me, it makes it the stakes a little bit less high for the Ruslan fight because everyone knows he's a massive puncher and Pacquiao was recently clobbered. So either way, a loss is a loss and is damaging at this point in Pacquiao's career. However, the Timothy Bradley, if Pacquiao were to lose to Timothy Bradley, then that's going to raise some eyebrows and raise a lot more questions and have people curious and want to relive their first fight to really assess if Timothy Bradley won the first fight since it was so controversial. So to me, the stakes are higher. Timothy Bradley has been on an incline up, fighting Ruslan Provodnikov, surviving that bout, going on and making easy work of Juan Manuel Marquez, who has given Pacquiao hell really all four times that he fought him, and he was coming off of a massive knockout of Pacquiao. So he should have been, as far as confidence is concerned, at an all-time high. So all around, I think Timothy Bradley, the stakes are higher. Timothy Bradley has established himself at 147 with numerous fights. Ruslan did fight Bradley at 47, but that's one fight. And then he went back down and fought Mike Alvarado at 140, who was one fight removed from a loss to Brandon Rios. And then he had a very tough fight in the rematch with Brandon Rios where Rios hurt him in the second round, I think it was. So I think a fight with Timothy Bradley, the stakes would be higher. More people are learning who Timothy Bradley is if you're a casual fan. And overall, I think that's a more dangerous fight in the sense of not dangerous. If one guy is going to knock Pacquiao out, it's most likely going to be Ruslan Provodnikov because he has the power. However, Bradley's a dangerous fight because it's almost like times two, if you know what I mean. Just because the first fight was controversial, so if Pacquiao gets swept or like he looks like if Bradley looks like he did against Marquez, it's going to be really damaging because now it's going to almost confirm that the first fight should have went Bradley's favor or whatever. It's just going to raise doubts. Despite any way you slice it, it's not going to be a good look for Pacquiao because he already lost on paper to the same fighter. And I think Bradley overall is more of a puzzle. He's going to be more enigmatic, where Pacquiao has always suffered and had a worse time with fighters who weren't come forward fighters and brawlers. He usually does good and looks good against those types of fighters. Ricky Hatton chose to slug it out with him, and then he slugged his way to the canvas. Brandon Rios couldn't come up with the answer, the game plan moving up to stop Pacquiao in his tracks. David Diaz, I mean, the list goes on. Antonio Margarito. So that style suits Pacquiao better than Bradley. Bradley is more of a counterpuncher, smart boxer, brawls when he needs to, but very technically sound, very ring savvy. And another thing that a lot of people don't give Bradley credit for his team. Bradley has a pretty good team. I really like Joel Diaz and his advice in the Ruslan Provodnikov fight. He told Bradley exactly what he needed to do to stay out of trouble and what he should be doing. He was spraying him with water, and he got in his ass because Bradley was fighting his own fight, fighting with a chip on his shoulder. So I think his corner is a lot better than some people give credit to. People naturally think of the Robert Garcias, the Freddie Roaches, even Mayweather Sr., but Diaz needs some credit in there because I've heard him on countless time. Even the Marquez fight, he's like, Tim, listen, this guy's he's gonna come with everything he has. He needs a knockout. Like he just has that stern, assertive, listen, no bullshit. This is what you need to do. Plus, he's a former fighter, so just like most of the trainers, he's a former fighter. So it gives him that added ring, I guess, set of eyes to know what to look for. So as far as Pacquiao, I think he is a little bit hesitant, in my opinion, to fight Bradley because the stakes are higher. I think at some point they will fight, if not now, if not his next fight, I think they will fight because Pacquiao's kind of coming to a close of his career and he's running out of options. So unless he crosses over that water to fight Golden Boy fighters or Mayweather, then he's really shit out of options. Marquez is really the playmaker and holds the cards. He can do whatever he wants. He could stall Pacquiao out for a rematch. He could say, oh, I'm cool off of this. I can try to go after Bradley. I could retire. I'm sure his money is decent after his last two fights with Pacquiao and Bradley. So if he's not game and he's not trying to fight for the fifth time against Pacquiao, then I really see Pacquiao has very limited options. So that's why they're pitting him possibly against a stablemate because he doesn't really have anyone, especially anyone that you can sell to the public, and especially since his last performance sold about 500,000 against Brandon Rios. It was supposed to be a big event. Definitely, it should have been touching 1 million or close to 800,000 or better maybe, and only selling 500. He's in desperate need of that mega fight, a superstar fight. We know the Marquez fight would do over 1 million. Bradley, I think the first fight did about 800 to 900,000. A rematch based on how the first one ended could possibly do over 1 million, 1.1, 1.2 would be my guess. But I don't know that a Ruslan Provodnikov fight, not saying it's not a good fight, talking from the business side, don't know that that would touch 1 million in terms of views. I don't know if Ruslan's that big of a star. He's an exciting fighter and he held a good account of himself in 2013. However, when he was fighting DeMarcus Corley, nobody even knew who he was. Not nobody, but I'm saying the general masses. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think of the poll results. Manny Pacquiao, his next move. Hopefully they announce it soon. I'm just ready to get some good fights on the books. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next videos, Ego signing off.